Right now, without you doing anything at all, a war is being fought inside your body. Millions of microscopic invaders are trying to get in, set up camp, and use your cells as an all-inclusive resort. And the only thing standing between you and total biological collapse is a system so complex, so precise, and honestly so dramatic that it makes any action movie look boring. This is your immune system, and it is absolutely incredible. Your immune system is not one thing. It is not a single organ sitting somewhere in your chest with a little warning light. It is an entire civilization, a sprawling interconnected network of cells, proteins, tissues and organs spread across your entire body, all working together toward one goal, keeping you alive. It keeps invaders out, destroys the ones that get in, limits the damage they can cause, and then heals the body afterward. And it does all of this, constantly, every second of every day, without you ever having to think about it. You are basically walking around with a professional army living inside you, and you do not even pay them. The immune system has two main divisions. Think of them as two different departments in the same company. One is fast, loud, and hits first. The other is slow, precise, and remembers everything. Before the immune system even needs to act, your body has already built a series of physical barriers designed to stop invaders from getting in at all. Your skin is the most obvious one, a tough, layered wall that most bacteria and viruses simply cannot penetrate. Your nose and throat are lined with sticky mucus that traps particles like a biological flypaper. Your stomach is filled with acid, strong enough to dissolve most pathogens that make it that far. These barriers do not get enough credit. The vast majority of would-be invaders never even make it past the front door. But some do. And when they do, the alarm goes off. The innate immune system provides a general defense against harmful germs and substances. It is the non-specific immune system, and it mostly fights using immune cells such as natural killer cells and phagocytes. Phagocyte, by the way, literally means eating cell. These are cells whose entire job is to find foreign invaders and eat them. Just consume them entirely. They are the bouncers of your bloodstream, and they take their job very seriously. When a pathogen gets in, say a bacterium enters through a cut in your skin, the nearby cells immediately send out chemical alarm signals called cytokines. Cytokines are proteins that serve as chemical messengers, telling immune cells where to go and what to do. Think of them as the emergency broadcast system of your body. Within minutes, phagocytes and neutrophils come rushing to the site of infection, surrounding and devouring anything that looks foreign. This is also where inflammation comes from. That redness and swelling around a cut? That is not the infection winning. That is your immune system deliberately increasing blood flow to the area, flooding it with immune cells, and raising the local temperature to make the environment hostile for invaders. The fever you get when you are sick works the same way. Fever not only allows the immune system to work more effectively, but it also makes the body a less favourable host for the infectious agent. Your body is literally turning up the heat to cook the enemy. Brilliant, if slightly uncomfortable for you personally. Natural killer cells patrol the bloodstream, looking for something even more sinister. Your own cells that have been infected by a virus or that have turned cancerous. Killer T cells attack other cells and are particularly useful for fighting viruses. They recognize small parts of the virus on the outside of infected cells and destroy them. They do not wait for permission. They identify a compromised cell and eliminate it. Cold, efficient, absolutely ruthless. But the innate immune system has a limitation. It is fast and powerful, but it is not precise. It fights everything the same way, like a sledgehammer. And some invaders are too clever, too specific, or too well disguised for a general attack to handle. That is when the second department gets called in. The adaptive immune system makes antibodies and uses them to specifically fight certain germs that the body has previously come into contact with. This is the part of your immune system that is essentially a genius. It learns, it adapts, it remembers. And once it has seen a specific enemy, it never forgets. Here is how it works. Inside your lymph nodes, those small bean-shaped glands you can sometimes feel in your neck when you are sick, B cells and T cells are the two major groups of lymphocytes that recognize and attack germs. When a new pathogen enters the body, these cells go to work identifying it. They are looking for antigens, specific proteins on the surface of the invader that act like a name tag. Once identified, B cells get to work producing antibodies. Antibodies are proteins that bind to specific markers known as antigens on harmful invaders. They mark these harmful cells for attack and destruction, which is then carried out by other immune system cells. Think of antibodies as little handcuffs. They grab onto the invader, lock it down, and flag it for destruction. They cannot kill on their own, but they make sure nothing escapes. Here is where it gets truly remarkable. The first time the body encounters a pathogen, B and T cells are naive. They have never seen this invader before. It can take several days, even weeks, for the complete adaptive immune response to develop. That is why the first time you catch a particular illness, you tend to feel genuinely terrible for a while. Your body is essentially building a custom weapon from scratch while the battle is already happening. But once it does, once the adaptive immune system has defeated that specific pathogen, it does something extraordinary. It keeps the blueprint. Once the body produces an antibody, it keeps a copy so that if the same antigen reappears, the body can deal with it much more quickly. These are called memory cells, and they can survive in your body for decades. Some of them last a lifetime. This is why you only get chickenpox once. The first time your adaptive immune system spends a week figuring out how to fight it. The second time the same virus shows up, your memory cells recognize it instantly, produce antibodies within hours, and destroy it before you even notice. The virus never had a chance. This memory system is also exactly why vaccines work. Immunization works by copying the body's natural immune response. A vaccine introduces a small amount of a specially treated virus, bacterium or toxin into the body, which then makes antibodies to it. If a vaccinated person is later exposed to the actual virus or bacterium, they won't get sick because their body will recognize it and know how to attack it successfully. In other words, vaccines are a rehearsal. They let the immune system practice fighting a specific enemy, without the risk of actually getting sick. By the time the real threat shows up, your immune system already knows exactly what to do. It has essentially been given the answer key in advance. As incredible as the immune system is, it is not perfect. Sometimes it misfires. Sometimes it gets confused. And when that happens, the consequences can range from mildly annoying to genuinely dangerous. Allergies are one example. An allergy is essentially your immune system catastrophically overreacting to something completely harmless. Pollen, peanuts, cat hair. Your body has decided, for reasons that are frankly difficult to explain, that these things are threats. It launches a full immune response against them, causing inflammation, sneezing, swelling, and misery. The invader is innocent. Your immune system simply refuses to believe that. Autoimmune diseases are even more serious. Autoimmunity results from a hyperactive immune system, attacking normal tissues as if they were foreign organisms. Common autoimmune diseases include rheumatoid arthritis, type 1 diabetes, and systemic lupus erythematosus. In these conditions, The immune system has lost the ability to tell the difference between the body's own cells and an enemy. It turns on itself. It is, in the most literal sense, a friendly fire situation, and it can cause enormous damage. On the opposite end, some people have immune systems that are too weak, a condition called immunodeficiency. Immunodeficiency occurs when the immune system is less active than normal, resulting in recurring and life-threatening infections. In humans, it can result from a genetic disease, acquired conditions such as HIV/AIDS, or the use of immunosuppressive medication. Without a functioning immune system, even minor infections can become life-threatening. The body has no army left to fight with. Your immune system is one of the most sophisticated things in the known universe. It fights off millions of attacks every single day. It learns from every enemy it has ever encountered. It builds custom weapons on the fly. It remembers threats from decades ago. It distinguishes your own cells from foreign invaders with extraordinary precision. And it does all of this silently, invisibly, without asking for anything in return. The next time you recover from a cold, or shrug off an infection that would have killed someone 500 years ago, take a moment to appreciate what just happened inside your body. An entire war was fought. Millions of microscopic soldiers deployed, identified the enemy, built a weapon specifically designed to destroy it, won the battle, and filed the whole thing away in memory, just in case it ever comes back. You did not do any of that. Your immune system did, and it deserves far more credit than it gets. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more. See you in the next one.